So I'm sure you guys like free money, right? What if I told you you can get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo with at least a $100 deposit, and your uninvested cash on the platform right now will earn 8.1% APY. You heard that right, 8.1% APY. So use that link down below for Moomoo, the sponsor of today's video. The QR code's right here, or simply go to stocksurfs.com/Moomoo. Get your money, guys. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive into it and break down Sofi, which right now is looking pretty juicy. So you guys probably remember we covered Sofi yesterday, breaking down a pattern that I saw forming, right? And now that's slowly playing out as the stock's up 11 cents, almost 2% in the green, and as we're getting closer and closer to $7. So I want to break down the charts again, do an update, kind of a follow-up video, and later in the video we'll break down the indexes, some other stocks that I'm looking at. So yeah, let's get into it. So Sofi right now is at $6.65. It's up 30 cents off the lows from yesterday morning. I'm sure you guys saw we hit $6.36, and now we're up around 5% off that low. And with today's move, obviously we're taking out the highs from yesterday. We're now actually breaking out above the highs from the pre-market from today as well. And on the 5-day 5-minute, you guys can see on Sofi, now we're officially breaking out from the highs from, it looks like here, earlier this week. Yeah, this might have been on Tuesday morning and Monday at close. Excuse me, guys. We hit about 650, 655, and now we're getting out of there, which is a really good sign overall for the bulls. And on a side note here, this ascending triangle is playing out. Look at that here on the 5-day 5-minute, guys. Very bullish on the charts. And on the 20-day chart, let's just get right into it. You guys probably remember this inverse head and shoulders that I called out in my video yesterday, and the video before that, I believe we outlined it as well. This is looking pretty juicy if you ask me, right? We can see clearly the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. Now we're again breaking out of the highs from earlier this week. In other words, we're at a fresh weekly high, and we're breaking out of the moving averages on the 1-hour chart. And to me, guys, we're knocking on $7 door right now, man. We're almost there. And if this inverse head and shoulders plays out like I think it might, it's not guaranteed, obviously, but the charts are looking pretty decent right now. This could end up going maybe towards $7, dare I say, over that point, maybe towards where we were back in the middle of this month. About 2 weeks ago, we hit $7.40. That was on the 12th of June. So this looks like it's setting up maybe for a leg up. Call me crazy, right? And it's actually looking better and better as the day goes on today, guys, as again, we took out the highs from yesterday, from the entire week, and from the pre-market earlier today, and it looks like the bulls, as of now, are not letting up. And of course, you guys know me, I'm long Sofi. I bought this stock a couple of months ago, and I've been periodically buying, in the low sevens, mid sixes, high sixes, and my average cost is around $6.80 across the accounts that I own Sofi in. So I'm pretty much break even on the stock. And I've mentioned this before, I believe that a lot of the downside, maybe all of the downside, is already priced in to this stock, right? So even though I'm in as a long-term investment, right, I'm also looking at the charts. I'm also trying to potentially trade this thing and maybe pinpoint where the breakout could be coming, which, again, we talked about in this video. And yesterday, the inverse head and shoulders is looking juicy, which could be pointing to a breakout around the corner. Now, we do have a big spot of resistance coming up here at about 670. You guys will notice this was support, it looks like, in the end of May, early days of June, also in the middle of June. Then we obviously broke through it. So this spot is now resistance, 670, 675. So if that breaks, which we're going to test maybe today at some point next week, that would be the confirmation that, okay, we're fully breaking out now, but we're not there yet. Let's be patient. Let's set alerts and see how it plays out. Let me do that now, guys. Mark is that we're above $6.70. Let me set that as now we're about 5 cents away from that point. And again, that's a big resistance that needs to break, and it has to break for the right shoulder in this inverse head and shoulders to play out. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and don't forget to run the likes up, man. Hit the like button. Let's try and get at least 125 likes on this video. Run the likes up, and don't forget to subscribe as we're trying to get to 50,000 subs this year on YouTube. And obviously without you guys, that wouldn't be possible. I appreciate you all for tuning in as always. So that's a quick breakdown on Sofi, and let me show you guys some other stocks here that are moving. As I'm sure you guys have seen, Nike stock is completely cratering right now, not down 5%, not 10%, not 15%, now almost 20% in the red, down $18, down 19% on the day after just hitting almost $100 a couple days ago. Now we're at $76 per share. We're in a bear market essentially today, right? After already being in a bear market for months, right? So the main reasons why Nike is selling off is, well, their growth is pretty much halted at this point, right? Their revenues only grew 2% year over year, and this is actually the slowest growth that Nike has seen since 2010, excluding the COVID years, right? Excluding, what was it, 2020, 2021, whatever. So the company is essentially flatlining on growth, and that's been the case for quite some time. And in all of their regions, North America, Middle East, Europe, Asia Pacific, you name it, all of their sales missed in terms of the estimates for those regions. That's not good. Their direct-to-consumer strategy is doing decent, but they kind of screwed that up, going away from wholesalers, trying to switch up their strategy. That kind of screwed up. Now they're backpedaling on that, and their innovation has been lacking a bit, let's be honest. And there's a lot of competition coming up across the board right now for Nike, and essentially what we're seeing right now is a repricing in the stock. The stock's essentially coming back down to earth. Nike's always traded at a pretty higher multiple compared to its competitors, and now the markets are like, holy crap, they're really not growing, even though the markets already kind of knew this. I mean, look, the stock was down from $180 to $98 heading into earnings, and now the markets are repricing this thing, pretty much bringing the forward PE, I forget what the forward PE is, but their trailing 12-month PE now is a 20, 21, maybe even lower than that since the stock keeps falling. So that's being repriced. The multiples are compressing, right? And it makes sense considering they're not growing. And this might remain how it is until they prove that they're going to innovate more. They're going to get back to growth. And that's what might bring the valuation back up, right? But we just have to see how their earnings will grow from here moving forward, and their top line as well, the revenue. I mean, I don't know, man. Nike completely crapped the bed on these earnings. And again, it's it's being repriced. A lot of people are like, yeah, Nike's not growing anymore like they used to. We got to get the stock down to more reasonable levels. And a lot of people are dumping out. And honestly, guys, this could be an opportunity if you believe Nike will get back to growing, to innovating, to becoming the beast that they once were, and that they still are, in my opinion. They just have to, they have to revamp and get back to being that dominant force. Because again, there's a lot of competition, and I don't know how it's going to play out. But me personally, guys, I started a position in Nike at around $89-90 a couple weeks ago, right? And my average, I think, is around 90, and I'm looking at this like, all right, I might consider averaging down. I didn't buy more shares yet. And by the way, I just had a starter position. It's not like I went all in at $89-90 because I knew earnings were coming up and this could potentially happen. And here we are down 20%, right? So I had a starter position, and now I'm like, all right, I'm looking to average down, but I haven't done it quite yet because I am of the belief, which I guess goes against the market's belief at this point, but I do believe that Nike's growth will come back. Maybe not exploding growth, right? but I think the management team will figure this thing out. I think they will. The brand is so strong, and that's why I like investing in Nike, right? Not necessarily because of this or that. It's really because of the brand name. I still think it's dominant in culture, right? Overseas, in America, right? They just have to figure things out in the short term and get through these short term hurdles, right? And I think they will do that over time. And it will take time, no doubt. This will not turn around in a year, maybe even in 2-3 years, but 5-10 years down the road, I do believe Nike will turn things around. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments, and I'll probably do another video solely on Nike. These are just some quick thoughts that I'm having, guys. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the Patreon down below as well, and get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo with at least a $100 deposit. And again, your uninvested cash will earn 8.1% APY right now. So use that link down below, the QR code right here, or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo, guys. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you in the next one.